Back to our top story now, and Gambia's political crisis continues as President Yahya Jammeh refuses to step down. Meanwhile, President-elect Adama Barrow is expected to be sworn in on Thursday. Thamsanqa Zhou is an analyst on African studies. She joins us now live from London. First of all, how ominous is the situation right now? Could we be looking at armed conflict?
Well, it's a difficult scenario at the moment in the Gambia. The people of the Gambia have decided, those that are still within the country, to stay indoors and stock up. But more than 30,000 left the country, most of them going to Senegal, and others as far as Guinea-Bissau. Now, the biggest problem is what will happen to Jammeh himself? Is he going to resist till he's captured, or he's going to take up the offer that was being offered by Mauritanian, the president of Mauritania last night, Abdelaziz? So there's no doubt that Adama Barrow will be sworn in as the president. They deliberately waited for the midnight deadline, which was the time that Yahya Jammeh's presidency was coming to an end. So even if the United Nations Security Council doesn't give the go-ahead, there's nothing that can stop ECOWAS from going in, because they can say they are doing so at the invitation of an elected president of the Gambia.
Tell us, expand on what you were saying earlier. What could make this easier? Do you think the UN or The Hague could possibly offer some kind of immunity to President Jammeh, to have him leave peacefully and reside in a foreign country in exile? Would that be, in a way, the best case scenario here now?
Well, that is too late. You're already talking about a scenario where there was proactive coup, if you like, because they extended, the parliament tried to extend Jammeh's stay in power and had that state of emergency. That is seen from a legal perspective, from a political point of view, as a proactive coup, because that was simply there to stop Adama Barrow from being sworn in or taking over as the president. So, Yahya Jammeh has also been there for 22 years. He is aware that there are other people like Charles Taylor who were offered that refuge, but then they were still dragged away when the time came. You're no longer talking about Ethiopian leader, former leader Mengistu, who was offered asylum by Zimbabwe, and they were able to stick to it. Nowadays, he is aware that even if he goes to Morocco, he goes to Nigeria, he goes anywhere, they will still drag him to The Hague if they so choose.
Okay. Thamsanqa,
so
how far... tell me, how far will Senegal, Nigeria, Mauritania go to install Adama Barrow, and why does it matter to them?
Well, it matters because the man that is linking the United Nations and ECOWAS now, Mohamed Chambers, he was at the ECOWAS, and his policy, his principle was they need to make sure that anyone who loses election within West Africa will give way to the will of the people in that country. They have indicated Nigeria has assembled troops, Ghana, all these countries have contributed troops, and Senegal didn't want to go in alone. And they are already there. There is no resistance from the army. So it's difficult to see. And they also want to make sure that that word is respected. They don't want to say they will use military force and then go on not to use it. They've always threatened that they were going to do that. But we know that ECOWAS has been to Guinea-Bissau, they've been to Sierra Leone, they've been to Liberia. Although the circumstances were different at that point, now Yahya Jammeh has lost all political support. There's hemorrhage within his cabinet, there's hemorrhage in the army. There are very few people that are still supporting him in the Gambia. So ECOWAS will feel that if they don't go in now, they are setting a bad precedent, because next time if they make that threat, no one will listen to them or respect it.
Okay, Thamsanqa Zhou, thank you so much for joining us there live from London.